Hey, just got home, walking the dog. Harley, say hi. Harley. Oh, there he is. So anyway, I was thinking, how can I say something like the keto diet is bullshit on my IG story and not really explain myself? Well, here are the straight up facts. If you haven't heard of the keto diet, man, where have you been? It is the most popular fad diet happening right now. And when you're on the keto diet, you're putting your body into a state of ketosis. And what happens when your body is in a state of ketosis is it's switching over from using glucose as its primary energy source to ketones. And where the ketones come from? Your fats, your fatty acid. So that's why when you talk to someone about, hey, I'm on a keto diet, I'm using my fats as my main energy source. Now, how do you get your body into a state of ketosis? Well, your blood sugar needs to be very low. That's when, the hormones and signals are sent out saying, holy shit, we don't have enough glucose. Let's start using other sources for energy, and that's fats. And in order to get your blood sugar that low, you need to eat very little to even no carbs at all. Now, there's a problem with that. Our body requires glucose. And what I mean by that means that, okay, so for example, your brain, there's a portion of it that can operate and run off of ketones, but there's also a portion of it that can only run off of glucose. What's another example? Your eyeballs, your eyes need glucose. Red blood cells, your own very damn blood cannot run off of ketones. It requires glucose. And what does that mean? That means that our bodies we are meant to eat carbs. We are meant to have glucose in our system to do what it. Oh, here's another example. So there was a study they did on mice, and guys, you need to listen to this. And they put these mice into ketosis, and they wanted to see what effect ketones had on their testes. Their testes, and how their sperm cells reacted to using not glucose but ketones. And so the studies showed that the sperm cells did all right. They were able to function, but not to its full capacity. And man, I don't know about you, but when my boys need to swim, I want them to fucking swim. And if they can't do it 100% off of ketones, why risk it? It's just, I don't know. And that's just examples of why we need to have a well-balanced diet and why we need glucose in our system. Anyway, moving on. So I mentioned that parts of our bodies require carbs and glucose. So if we're not feeding ourselves enough glucose, then what does our body do? It goes through a process called gluconeogenesis. What does gluconeogenesis mean? Glucose, new genesis, creation. It resorts to creating its own glucose off of other sources. And one of those sources is amino acids. What are amino acids? They are the proteins. And what are proteins used for? They are the building blocks of stuff like, your muscle. So if you're a bodybuilder, you're working out, you're a power lifter, you're busting your ass off in the gym, and you're on the keto diet, okay, let's be fair. Energy from those amino acids and proteins out of the overall your caloric needs, maybe 10, 12, 15%. It's not that much. Okay, fine. Most of it does come from your fats and your ketones, but still, you're kind of eating away. You're being catabolic to your own proteins and your muscles under the state of ketosis. Ketosis is in the same sentence as starvation, fasting, diabetes. You're in survival mode when you're in ketosis. It's not a natural state to be. You're not meant to be there. Why would you hack your body and eat all these things, of completely basically eliminate an entire food group to get here? It's dumb. Another thing. Okay, so when your body is in ketosis, your blood sugar levels are really low. When your blood sugar levels are really low, there is a hormone. There are two actually. One of them is called glucagon. And what glucagon does is it sends out signals saying, "Hey man, fucking sugar's low. Let's start using those fats." You know, what's another hormone that does the same, has the same similar duty? Cortisol. You know what cortisol is, right? Cortisol is when released when your body is under stress. It's the fight or flight. It does all that crazy stuff. When you're stressed out, cortisol is released. So when you're on the keto diet and you're in ketosis, you're in a high level, okay, I won't say high, but you are in a state of having cortisol in your blood all the time. You're basically saying you're just stressed out all the time. Your body thinks you're just stressed out all the time. It's like, if we're not stressed out enough, now you're just kind of forcing your body to think that it is. It's ridiculous. You know, it's a state where we don't want to be. Our bodies are not meant to be there, and it's a survival mode. It's a survival mechanism. Now, he's just chilling. Yeah, but anyway. So when you start looking up ketosis, the keto diet, you'll hear all these crazy testimonies of, you know, I lost so much weight in so little time. Well, let's have some real talk here. A lot of people who go on these diets, it's almost like a last resort. It's like a last resort, and I'm not trying to make fun or poke fun or whatever, but they're typically overweight or extremely overweight. And when any overweight or extremely overweight person goes on a well-executed nutrition plan, a diet, calorie deficit, you know, eating, they will lose weight. It doesn't matter what kind of diet. It could be the Warrior, Paleo, Atkins, well-balanced, what is this keto diet that we're talking about? If it's well executed in the beginning, you are going to have a significant noticeable weight or drop in weight. It's just only natural. Your body's adapting. It's like you kind of shocked it, so that's what's going to happen. Is it going to sustain that rate of weight loss? No, it's going to kind of plateau off. That's only initial, but that's all you hear about. That's all you hear about, all these testimonies saying, I did all this, and they credit it all to keto. Man, no, motherfucker. You know why you lost weight? It's because you were in a calorie deficit. You actually watched what you were eating. You were mindful of what you're stuffing your face with. It's any diet. Any diet, if you're in a calorie deficit, you're gonna lose weight. But do these websites, all these keto websites and keto experts and nutritionists, do they mention that even at all? Not really. All they're doing is romanticizing and making it look so pretty. Yeah, you know, you can eat all this fat and blah, 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 blah. And you lose, and your body is using fat, so you're burning more fat. No. Hell no. Hell fucking no. Let's get back here. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie. It doesn't matter if it comes from fats, carbs, proteins. A calorie is a fucking calorie. If you're in a calorie surplus, you're gonna gain weight. In calorie deficit, you're gonna lose weight. You can be on fucking the donkey jizz diet. If you're drinking too much of that fucking donkey jizz and you're having calorie surplus, you're gonna gain weight. But if you're in a calorie deficit, you're gonna lose weight. And people neglect or not even talk about that. All they talk about is, yeah, I'm burning fat. These fucking keywords, I'm burning fat. And so I'm burning fat as my main source of energy. So it's the prime optimal fat weight loss diet. It's so stupid. This wordsmithing, the wordplay, all it comes down to is a calorie. And unfortunately, they don't talk about that enough. All they talk about is all that, you know, fat burning. I'm using fat. No, fat's fat. You know, it's like, yeah, it's just be careful of the kind of websites you go to, the YouTube, you know, they don't go into all the gory details, it's a business, and with every business there's an agenda, and with every agenda, you know, I can't say that they're lying. You know, it is true. You know, you're using your fat to burn or use as energy, but they're not telling you the entire truth. Okay? And honestly, I don't know about you, but Why would I eliminate an entire food group? You know, it's having a well balanced, sustainable lifestyle. And people, okay, fine, you come across these people who have, oh, I've been on this for like 6, 7, 10 years on the keto diet, and they look good, you know, they're kind of, you know, they're ripped, they're jacked, they're muscular, these guys look great. God, they're professionals, you know, they're pros. They probably have like nutritionists and dietitians all behind them, backing them up, telling this, coaching them or whatever. And here we are, especially like you're a new person, you're doing your own research, and they're like, yeah, all you need to do this and this and this. No, it's not that easy, you know, but they make it sound like, oh, you can do this too. And there's a lot of work, there's a lot of commitment, and yeah, it's just be careful, you know, do as much research as you can. But in all honesty, the keto diet is just another way to, it's just another fad diet, and you're placing so much stress in your body, you're forcing your body to be in a place that it doesn't want to be in, and you can get the same exact results with a well-balanced one. You don't have to do this extreme crazy crap. All right, so well, that's my rant and that's my explanation. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm open for discussion. Let me know. Shoot me a DM or comment below. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I'm back. I just got out of the shower, but I just wanted to I'm just looking out for you guys. But one more thing I forgot to mention is that when you go and talk to all these like keto proponents and encouragers, they say that, yeah, you can eat all this meat, all this steak. Not really, because you have a certain maximum amount of protein that you can take. Why? Because I mentioned gluconeogenesis, right? Any extra amino acids or any extra protein that you consume, your body will convert that into glucose. And what happens when your body's like, oh shit, we're getting some glucose. We're actually getting some sugar. It kicks you out of ketosis. And then you have to go through all that bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I don't know if you have to go through the keto flu again. Yeah. Remember that keto flu when you feel like shit? When you're first starting the keto diet? Why deal with that? And that also kind of brings up or makes me think of how restrictive a keto diet is. You know, others are telling me, or people like me are crazy. We're counting our macros, meal prepping, and blah, 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 a little bit anal. Well, you know how much more neurotic you need to be when you're in a keto diet? Sure, you can eat some fruit, maybe, I think berries is the only fruit that you can eat. It's so like a fucking chipmunk or something. Do chipmunks eat berries? I don't know. But you know what I mean? And so on top of watching what you eat, making sure you're in a calorie deficit, basically anything a normal person on a normally well-balanced diet would do. On top of that, you can only eat a certain amount of meat or grams of proteins. Don't fall into the whole gimmick. Yeah, you can eat all this steak, you know, you can eat all this chicken. No, you can't. And then, oh yeah, carbs, you can only eat certain carbs. You know, it's on top of what we go through, natural, normal, let's say a bodybuilder's well-balanced diet, that neurosity, you're even more neurotic when you're on a keto diet, and people don't talk about that, you know. And then you have the good fats, because you're consuming so much fat. It's like you need to make sure that you're eating the healthy fats, because so that you don't fucking get a heart attack or something. So now then you have to be sure that you're eating good fats when you are eating fats, right? Because you're eating so much fats. You can only eat a certain amount of proteins. That gigantic ass steak, you know how much grams of protein is in there? You know, one 4-ounce piece of chicken breast, that's 27 grams of protein. I don't know, and depending on what your body requires and how you are when you're in ketosis, that, who knows, that might kick you out. Gluconeogenesis, glucose, bam, you're out of ketosis, and you have to start that whole process over again. Fruits? No. Just eat fucking berries. Yeah, that's it. And just like I said, I mentioned before, do your research. Be sure you know what you're getting into. And if you don't know all of these terms I mentioned, glucagon, insulin, diabetes, gluconeogenesis, I don't think, yeah, it's then maybe you're really not familiar with what the keto diet is. And it would behoove you to do a little research and find out a little more about what you are doing to yourself. All right, I think that's it. Peace.